Are you thinking of purchasing the all-new ZTE Majesty Pro? Are you wondering how it will perform? And is it worth your money? Well, we're going to find all that out in this video. What's up guys, Tech Geek Josh here, and you are watching the review of the all-new ZTE Majesty Pro. Without any further ado, let's get right into it. So, the new ZTE Majesty Pro was released not too awful long ago and is currently selling at $19.99 at Best Buy as we speak, as this video is being recorded. For that price, you get a 4.5-inch scratch-resistant IPS LCD capacitive touchscreen that supports 16 million colors and has a resolution of 480 by 854, which equals to 208 pixels per inch. On the rear of the handset, we get a 5 megapixel autofocus camera with 720p video recording at 30 frames per second. The features include touch focus, self-timer, face detection, smile detection, HDR, and face beauty, with an LED flash right next to it. While we're talking about the camera, let's go ahead and take a look at the interface. Top left, we get your settings. I'll go over that in a minute. Then you have your flash on, auto, or off. Then you have your self timer for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, or 20 seconds, or off. Then top right, we get your camera flip button to switch between the front and rear cameras. Bottom left, you can review your photos and videos that you've taken. At the very center at the bottom is your shutter button, and on the right we get your video button. And if you can see these little text here, or this little text, you have your manual mode, which is basically you get to tweak the settings however you like, basically for like professionals. You have your auto mode right in the middle, which is currently on, and you have your fun mode. In the fun mode we get panorama, HDR, special effect. For the special effects we get Lomo, Sepia, Mono, Cool, Warm, Comic, Mosaic, Mirror, and Fisheye. Then we get your multi-exposure, interval, and smile. It will, when you enable that feature, it will capture your smile. Let's go back to the settings. Let me go ahead and zoom in here so you guys can get a better view. Underneath the camera tab we get your full screen on and off, shutter tone on or off, geotagging on or off, review off, 2 seconds, 5 seconds or always, storage location and or restore defaults. Excuse that. Didn't mean to tap that. For your video, we get video quality. Oh, wrong setting. Video quality 720p, 480p VGA, QVGA, or MMS video. Right now it's currently set at 720p. Time lapse off, 1 second, 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds, 3 seconds, 5 seconds, and 10 seconds max. You can also focus lock when recording, geotagging on or off, storage location, and restore defaults. So this interface is pretty simple, even for a person that hasn't yet experienced Android. And as for the front-facing camera, we get a pretty basic 2 megapixel shooter. Nothing special about it. The Majesty Pro is powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon 210 MSM 8909 processor, which is clocked at 1.1 GHz with 1 GB of RAM, a Cortex A7 CPU, and an Adreno 304 GPU, and also 8 GB of built-in storage. If we go ahead and take a look at a recent Geekbench Force test that we did, right over here, history, you can see that the single core score is a pretty low 387, and the multi-core score is also pretty low at 947. So you shouldn't expect that good of performance with, my mistake, with only a 1.1 gigahertz quad-core processor. But with that processor, it still performs quite decently. If you're into downloading apps, if you're into downloading a bunch of apps, you may need an SD card due to the fact that the Majesty Pro comes with roughly 3.44 gigabytes available to the user. Right now, I currently have 1.59 gigabytes and I barely have any apps on here. On the plus side, the Majesty Pro runs almost the latest Android version, 6.0.1 to be exact, which is Marshmallow. Powering it all is a non-removable 2100 mAh Li-ion battery that has a standby time up to 270 hours and a talk time up to 12 hours. Battery life, in my opinion, though it's still on its first charge, it's been fair. It hasn't been the best, but it hasn't been bad. I could just say it's fair. So you should be easily, let me rephrase that. You should be able to get through at least a solid full day and still have at least a little bit of battery to get you into the next day. But not all of the next day, just like probably into the afternoon of the next day. So battery life in all is fair on the Majesty Pro. So I'd like to know, what are your thoughts and overall opinions on the new ZTE Majesty Pro? Would you buy it or would you pass it up? Definitely be sure to let me know down in the comments section below. And as always guys, I'll see you in the next one.